What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Sunny Side of Vaping. We are back to doing a review, a highly anticipated review that I've been meaning to do, but with the 12 days of Vaping, I've been pretty busy. So now we're doing a review. What are we reviewing? The IPV3 by Pioneer4You. We're basically just gonna go straight up close and talk about it. I'll be going back and forth, as you'll see, but at the end I will give you my final opinions on it and everything. I'm just gonna give you a quick little performance on it right now. Right now I have this at a 0.17 build, rocking 100 watts. I normally don't do this. I normally have my build in here. Previously was a 0.5 and I was rocking about 68-70 watts and it was perfect for me. Humongous battery life, great battery life. It was great for me. I was trying some new wire, and for some reason this came in a lot lower than I wanted, but I didn't feel like rebuilding it again, and I just did that today. So let's do a little performance. This thing will chuck, dude. It will chuck. But I'll tell you my final opinions on it and how I really feel about the whole device, what I like and what I dislike after the up close. So let's just head right into that. Take a look at it. There's not really much to talk about, but let's take a look at it. And then at the end, I will tell you what I think about it. Alright guys, so here's up and close of the IPV V3 150 watt. This is the box it comes in. Obviously it will have like a cellophane wrap around it that you have to open up, but this is mine. So it's already opened, obviously. It's a pretty nice box. I mean, it's not bad. On the back it has some information regarding it. Your basic, what it includes: IPv3, a USB cable, which is not for charging, but we'll get to that. A manual, a screwdriver, and this gift box. Dual 18650s, LED screen, mini USB charger, all that fun jazz. So just take that, open it up, and this is what it's gonna look like. Like I previously said, we have the carbon fiber edition, which is pretty much kind of like a limited edition. In this guy right here is where your USB cable comes in. Oh, look at that glare though. Your USB cable comes in right here. It's a basic micro USB charging or cable, not a charger. Pull this out. Come on. Here is your device. This one is carbon fiber, and then it says VR 150 plus. Man, that autofocus just ain't working, huh? Alright, let's turn autofocus off real quick and I will manually focus this stuff. There you go. Yep, so there's your mod right there. We'll get to that right now. IPv3 user manual. It's pretty vague. It just tells you the basics. I wish these people would add more to this stuff, but this one literally just tells you the basics, some tips, how to get the firmware update and stuff like that. You have a warranty card, and then you have a little baggie with this, and where did I just put that screwdriver? And it comes with a little screwdriver that it needs. So there you go, your basic stuff, you know, that comes in almost every package. So let's get here to the main guy. Put all this stuff away, toss it there. Alright, so here you go. It has your power button and then your up and down button. Really nice clicky buttons. I like that. There's not really, they don't move or nothing. They're not like, you know, nice and clicky. LED screen, you know, carbon fiber, nice little edge and stuff. I mean, it feels good, guys. It feels good. First pet peeve of mine is these right here. Why do we use hex screws in these? Why? Someone tell me. So why do hex screws bother me so much? The fact that it's a hex screw. Not many people have a hex screw, and not many people are going to remember to carry this little guy around. 90% of the time, if you don't have a screwdriver on you and you're somewhere, it's going to be a lot easier to find a Phillips head screwdriver or even a flathead screwdriver than it is to find some kind of hex. So I wish they would either have these boxes come with either magnets, which would just make it a lot easier, since you can't charge this one anyway besides taking the batteries out and charging. It would have been made a lot more sense to just have a magnet door on there so it's easier to do. There is, I mean, obviously I have seen people do magnet upgrades. I mean, I've done a magnet upgrade to my IPV2, but it doesn't sit very well. It's kind of wonky. I mean, it works, don't get me wrong, it works, but it just doesn't, it's not as clean as it would if it came factory. I might do it to this one, I might try it, but other than that, I don't like hex screws. They just really really bother me, especially in a device where you have to take the batteries out in order to charge it. Having those hex screws is just a problem. You don't know how many times I haven't had a hex screw and I had to find something to take them out. So with that being said, let's go back up to the up close and finish looking at it. But nonetheless, they use hex screws, so we're going to go ahead and install some batteries here. I'm going to unscrew these. I'm going to fast forward through this, so bear with me. Alright, so we got the screws off. Open it up. And there is your inside. It has a little stringy thing that I wish more box mods would come, especially some of the mechanical ones, so to be able to pop them out. Even though it's pretty easy on this one, but I wish other ones would come with this. Right here, if you look close enough, there is a plus or minus and plus, and then on the other side, obviously the opposite. Always, always, always important to put your batteries in correctly. So we're going to put some batteries in here and go from there. So we got minus sign, pop it in there, minus sign, pop it in there, pop it in there, and this cover goes on one way. So if you notice, so if I have it like that, you'll see that inside that hole there's nothing. It goes on there, but the holes don't line up. So you have to put it on the way it is meant to go on. So now if you put it on like that, now the holes line up. Kind of weird, but hey, what are you gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna put these back in and we'll come right back. We're gonna fast forward through this again. Alright, so now we got the batteries installed. Let's turn it on. So 5 quick clicks turns it on. Nice bright screen. I had to get up close a little bit and do some focusing. Alright, there we go. So I had to fix my camera and stuff. So 5 quick clicks turns it on, and then you get your information here. It has a memory function, so if you press the positive button, it's going to go memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, memory 4, memory 5. Cool feature. Let's jump out real quick and talk about that for a minute, and then we'll come back to the closey. Closey up, closey up, 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 closey. Alright, so the memory function. Why is it cool? Why is it not cool? It's cool because, one, say you have this dripper right now that I have is at a 0.1. So I'm running this one at 100 watts. I have another dripper that I normally was using on this before that was like at a 0.6, which I ran at about 65 watts. So being able to change drippers and change that quickly is great. Why does it suck? Because once you take these batteries out, it all resets. So it's all, that memory function is only going to last you the lifespan of the battery, and more than likely you're not going to be switching many tanks on here. So I wish there was a way to kind of lock that in and talk about and just keep it locked in so it's always like that no matter what. That would have made it better. It's a cool feature. Is it going to get used a lot? Probably not, but nonetheless it is cool. Terrible idea because you had to take the batteries out and it resets, but other than that, it's pretty cool. Let's hit back into the up close and finish off. So as you guys saw, it's a cool feature, but like I said, it resets and everything, so it's kind of not cool. But nonetheless, to get out of it, so right now we are on memory 5. Let's say we're just going to be at memory 50. To get out of it, you got to press the negative button, the down button, and then you got to change it. If you want to set whatever you want to set your next one at, so if you want to say if you want to make a memory of 70, you put it on 70 and then you press the fire button. It's not going to let me here. I might have to have a thing on there, and then it should be set now. So now, no, okay. So let me put a tank on here and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so we have a tank on here now, or an addy on here now. So now if I went up to, let's see, right there, press down, get into it, and then we put it at 60 or 70, wherever, press the fire button, and now it's set. So now when we go through here, memory 3 is now 70. So memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, memory 4, memory 5. What I have on here right now is a, you'll see, 0.1. It's actually a 0.17, but this thing doesn't read. I haven't done the firmware update. So 4.2 volts, 100 watts. There you go. Now something that I found interesting. So if we let that go, and let's just put it all the way to 150 watts. 6 volts, right? Okay. So now let's put on, let me put another tank on real quick. So now we have an Atlantis, which is at around a 0.5, 0.6. If we do the 150 watts now it's saying 8.5 volts. 8.5 volts. Why is that confusing to me? I'll tell you. Let's jump out and I'll tell you why. Alright, why do the volts confuse me? Because of this. I have a Skype little message here with one of the people from Pioneer4You that I was talking to. When I first got the device, everywhere I looked, every online place, everywhere I looked, it all said, and even in the manual, I'm almost positive, hold on. So yeah, even in the manual, we're gonna get up close. 1 volt output voltage, 1 volt to 7 volts. Everywhere says it goes up to 7 volts. So why is it that when I put on a 0.6 whatever and jump it up to 150 watts, it's reading out 8.5 volts and firing and not saying anything about not being able to fire? So I talked to a representative from Pioneer4You, and I put, is it max output at 7 volts or 8.5 volts? And he said 1 to 7 volts. So I put, why does it go up to 8.5 on screen? And then I even sent him a picture of it. And he, in turn, tells me a little Ohm's law education. He's basically saying it's because you're using a 0.6 coil and using 128 watts or whatever, and then you put, check this, 8.5 times 8.5 divided by 0.6 equals, you know what I mean? That's what he put, equals, you know what I mean? And yes, I understand Ohm's law. I'm not an idiot. I understand Ohm's law. My question was, why does it go up? Why does it push out 8.5 volts if you're saying it only pushes out 0.7 volts or 7 volts? So then I asked him, so basically it's only putting out 7 volts even though it's saying 8.5 volts is what I asked him. He didn't respond to me very quickly, and then he finally said, oh, the highest output power is 8.5 volts. So it confused me. It's very confusing because everywhere I look, it's 7 volts. But yet it's telling you that it puts out 8.5 volts. So which one is it? Be a little more clear. Your manual says 7 volts, but it's saying it's putting out 8.5 volts. It fires it at 150 watts, 8.5 volts. So which one is it? So I'm still unclear on that. I rarely ever use 150 watts, so it really doesn't bother me. I rarely ever go past about 6 volts, so it really doesn't bother me, but it is confusing. It could be confusing for consumers. So I was trying to get some clarification for you guys. I really couldn't get it. Basically, he said, oh, it's only 1 to 7. Then all of a sudden he said, oh, no, actually it is 8.5. So I don't know. So take that what you want. Take it as you want to take it. But confused me. I'm still confused. But whatever. Let's get back into it and finish up the up close. Alright, so that's basically all you guys see on the screen. The memory function, and then how to kind of change the memory function, and I just want to show you the watts and stuff. But your basic screen, basically like any DNA mod, wattage, voltage, and ohms, and then your battery level. So let's look on the other side here. This right here used to be where they had a charging port for it. They took it out for some reason, and now it's just this. I don't know why they did that. I have no idea why. Sometimes it fools me. I think it's the button, so I try clicking it, but it's not. On the bottom here, you're gonna have some battery venting down here, and then your USB charger. Or not USB charger, USB cable right there, which we'll jump out and talk about now. So the USB charger. So people that get this and people that have the IPV2 and get the IPV3 are gonna be like, oh, USB, that's how I'm gonna charge it. Plug it in, put it charge, nothing's gonna happen. This USB cable that comes with the package and this USB port down here is literally only to update the firmware. As you saw, or as you'll see, this little port where the charging used to be is no longer a charging port. Why not be able to charge via USB cable? I don't understand. Again, it goes back to my thing. If you're not going to allow this, make the back easier to take off so that we could get the batteries out then. But this is literally only for updating the firmware. So don't try charging it with this because it's not going to work. It only works by charging batteries independently. Kind of weird, but hey, let's go back down close. Alright, so something I forgot to mention, this thing does have a locking feature. It's kind of weird though. So if you press these two buttons at the same time, if you hold them, it locks it, right? But it doesn't just lock your voltage, it locks the whole device. So now I can't even fire it because it's locked. So to unlock it, you got to do, now it's unlocked. Why is that weird? Because you got to use 2 fingers to lock your entire device, or you could just do 5 quick clicks on one button and turn off your device, and it's doing the same thing. None of the buttons are able to be pushed. So why have this locking feature which does the same thing as turning off the device? If you're going to have a locking feature, make it to where it locks your voltage in place so that these buttons don't accidentally get hit to change your voltage without you knowing. This is kind of doing the same thing. It's basically doing the same thing. For what reason? A locking system on these mods should lock your voltage or your wattage in place so that these buttons cannot be hit to adjust without you knowing. You should still be able to fire your device, but on this one you can't. So another little quirk about it that's kind of weird, but I've honestly never used the locking feature. If I'm not going to use it, I turn it off. Simple as that. But there you guys go, up close, personal. So let's back out and let's just talk about my final thoughts on it and what I think of it and should you get one. So let's do that and finish up the video. Alright, so we are back with the up close. I was trying to do the up close a little different by kind of telling you about it and backing out and telling you more about it. That way I don't have to just do a long up close, kind of breaks up the video, but nonetheless, the IPV V3, in my opinion, I love this mod. I'm enjoying it. I've been using it non-stop since we got it in. Like I said, I normally rock it at about 68, 70 watts, somewhere around there, and it's perfect for me. Honestly, I don't think that many people are going to use 150 watts all day, every day. There are going to be a few, but there's not going to be many. It's kind of pointless to me, in my opinion. You get a perfectly comfortable vape with the 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, and rocking underneath 100 watts. Why do we need 150 watts? I don't know. We're in the vaping stage of more power equals better for some reason. Everyone wants to have more and more power, which is just baffling to me. I don't understand it. The biggest benefit I see to, say, my IPv3 over my IPv2 is the dual batteries. And basically the biggest benefit I see to any 150 plus watt device, whether it be the IPv3, the God, that new like 260 watt ones that are coming out, stuff like that, is the battery life. You get dual 18650s, sometimes triple 18650s, so your batteries are going to last you for days if you're just rocking 70 watts, 80 watts, and those are perfectly comfortable watts to vape at. I mean, you don't really need 150 watts, people. You don't. It's unneeded. Is it cool to have? Yes. If you enter a cloud competition that allows regulated devices, then yes, it is awesome to have. But on a daily basis, your day in, day out vape, more than likely you're not going to be running 150 watts. And if you do, I want to know why. What out of that gives you, I mean, what about it, what does that do for you? Because, like I said, 70 watts, 0.5, 0.6 coil, perfectly fine to me. And like I said, the only reason I'm running this one at 100 watts right now is because I have that 1 ohm coil in there. And it's a great vape, don't get me wrong, it is a great vape, but it's not something that I would do on a daily basis, all day, every day. There's just no way. So overall, I mean, the box is nice, it feels nice. As I said before, with this little filler thing that they put in there for the old charging port, it doesn't. Sometimes I'll grab it like this and I'll try firing it, or vice versa. I'll try firing it with this, I'll be like, it's not firing. Then I realize, oh, that's not the button. So that's the downfall. Other downfall, hex screws. You guys saw that. Other downfall is, why have this if it's not going to work? I don't get it. Just take it off or something. But other than that, I mean, it is a great device. I haven't done the firmware update because honestly, I don't even need 150 watts. What makes you think I'm going to need 185 watts? So I haven't done that. Will I do it? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm perfectly happy using this device at 70 watts and vaping my regular 0.5 coils. Perfectly happy with that. Battery life on that is just, I was getting 2.5 days out of it before having to switch batteries. Let's take a rip real quick. So it's a great device. I would recommend it by all means. We have the carbon fiber editions. We have a few left at the shop. 140 bucks. Great device, great thing. If you have an IPv2 and you're looking for something kind of similar, IPv3 is great. If you're looking for your first box mod, I would recommend this one because it's going to give you everything you need, and you can do multiple ohm ranges on it. And overall it's good. Overall it is a good mod. It's a firm mod. It's not super big. The one thing that put me off on the God mods is the fact that it was freaking huge. That thing is like that. Like you'd have to hold it like that. Whereas this one, you could almost still make a fist. So overall, you guys should check them out if you're interested. Check them out; they are great mods. Come into the shop if you're in local. Check it out. And like I said, good stuff here. Pioneer4You is doing some good stuff. They do some quirky stuff too, but overall, decent. So with that being said, you guys have a good one. You guys vape safe, be safe, and we'll catch you guys next time.